I've been with my partner for 7 years now.
Yeah. And what's your status? Are you open?
Yeah, he has another partner that he's been with for almost 3 years, I think.
Is that complicated?
There are times when it has been. We've worked through most of those kinks because there were some kinks like early on.
What were the kinks? Not like kinks, but what were the...
Like communicating. He had an ex that was like the first person that he started dating outside of our relationship when we had already been together for a couple of years. That was rough. They were just miscommunicating a lot about boundaries. He would establish the boundaries that he wanted, and the other person would say like, okay, yes, that works for me. Basically, they would keep agreeing to the boundaries that he set around his other relationship with me, etc. A couple weeks later, they would start pushing on it, wanting to change it. He kept having to have these conversations over and over again, like resetting the boundary. Essentially, she wanted like a lot more from him than what he was ever
willing to give.
She had the idea in her head that if she just stuck around long enough, he would pick her.
I've been in situations where I've always been very honest with people. In my peak days, I would be like, I would straight up tell people this is just sex, and people go, okay, yes.
Yeah.
And then they try to put out the little traps. The big one was always like, you don't use condoms with me and use condoms with everyone else. And I'm like, you're trying to get the exclusive rights on my rod. I was like, no. How about I tell you if I slept with other people and we can discuss from there? Yeah.
Two goons, not one but two goons. Two goons, 7 hours in the bathroom.
Hi, I'm Siri Dahl, and you're watching Two Goons.
Hey Goons, you can catch me live in Plano, Texas, August 14th to 15th. And check out my new comedy special, How to Make Your Balls Bigger, out now on YouTube. Get all your tickets at shaderarena.com or
jjliebermanlive.com.
So are you in a relationship right now? Are you,
Yeah, I've been with my partner for, like 7 years now.
Yeah, and what's your guys' status? Are you open?
Yeah. He has another partner that he's been with for
way.
Almost 3 years, I think.
Is that complicated?
Seems complicated.
There are times when it has been, but I think we've worked through most of those kinks because there were some kinks like early on.
What were the kinks? Not like sex kinks, but what were the kinks in the hose?
Like communicating, he had an ex that was like the first person that he started dating outside of our relationship.
Yeah.
When we had already been together for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And that was rough, but it was like they were just miscommunicating a lot about boundaries, and like the other person would say like he would establish the boundaries that he wanted.
Yeah.
And the other person would say like, okay, yes, that works for me, and
but
here are my boundaries.
They weren't cool with it.
Yeah, so they would keep agreeing to the boundaries that he set around like his other relationship with me, etc.
Yeah.
And the person would agree to them, and then like a couple weeks later they would like start pushing on it, like wanting to change it.
Yeah.
And he kept having to have these conversations over and over again, like resetting the boundary.
Yeah.
Like essentially she wanted like a lot more from him than what he was ever
willing to give.
And he was totally honest up front about that.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's fine.
She's like, I want you to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, but the more time that passed, it was just pretty obvious that she was just like, I think, and I know I'm right, that she had the idea in her head that if she just like stuck around long enough, he would pick her.
There is a lot of, I've been in situations where I've always been very honest with people. Like when I was in my peak days, I would be like, I would straight up tell people this is just sex, and people go, okay, yes.
Yeah.
And then they try to put out the little and I see you after you've been around the block enough times, you see the traps.
Yeah.
Like the big one was always like, why don't you use condoms with me and use condoms with everyone else? And I'm like, you're trying to get the exclusive rights on my rod. I was like, no. I'm not signing any exclusivity deals. How about I tell you if I slept with other people and we can discuss from there? Yeah.
Were you going into the relationship knowing that it was open relationship?
Yeah. I mean, we were really close friends for like years before. We were coworkers at one point. And
like in adult entertainment?
No.
What were you doing before?
This was when I had the last civilian job that I had before I came out, because I started in 2012, then retired in like right as 2015 started.
Oh, so you were,
and then I came back 5 years later.
Wow, whoa.
Okay.
Okay, so how many years were you in before the retirement?
3.
So you were in 2009 to 2012. Mm-hmm. Why did you retire?
No, 2012 to 2015.
2012, 2015. You retired until when?
2020. January 2020, I came back.
Okay, because of COVID. Oh no, right before.
I came back right before everything shut down. I was like, ooh, my big comeback. Or my first scene back was with like Kieran Lee and Angela White.
Oh.
It was like rolling high and like having a great time, going to all the award shows, and then everything was shut down.
Why did you?
Oh yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Why did you retire?
Initially,
it
was complicated, but and like kind of traumatic. I'm very open about it though.
This is the whole.
It can be a bit of a downer. So like,
can I just say one thing before the downer said? We like traumatic things in terms of
excellent
good content.
Me too,
but not for like we're not going to be like as she like we're not going to but,
but
great, not a gotcha podcast.
Yeah.
But this is a
got it.
Go tell podcast.
Yeah. Oh, hooray! I love this because I do love to info dump.
Yes.
I'll do most humans, especially women.
So there is a little bit of backstory. I'm going to try to do the most concise version because this story could be an hour long on its own. Essentially, when I first started out in porn, I was in a relationship when I started.
Okay.
It was also like the first like very long-term relationship I'd ever been in. I dated before and had like girlfriends and boyfriends, but none of them were like super intensely serious.
Yeah.
And I had also never been in a long-term relationship with a man.
Yes.
So that was my first one, and he was also twice my age.
Oh.
And so he was with me when I first started out in porn. And over like the 3 years that I was new to the industry, it just became increasingly clear to me that he was very like narcissistic and controlling. And there was, emotional, like psychological abuse. There was like a lot of that going on. And it really took a toll on me. Like it got to a point where ultimately before I retired, like I couldn't ever have alone time. Like he was that controlling that it's like I would make up an excuse to like have to go to the mall and go shopping, even though I didn't need to buy anything and I didn't really want to go shopping. But I would just be like, that's the one place other than work, like that I can say, I got to go do this thing, and he won't try to come along.
Yeah. I mean, that would get me like, you're like, you want to go shopping with me?
Nah.
Yeah.
So what was he doing? He was home all the time?
Well, he had like a very successful career.
Yeah.
As in like business bullshit.
Yeah.
Before.
Who knows what kind of job?
Yeah. But he was like he worked as like a contractor. Like he had like a consulting type job that he would do for like these big like corporations as a contractor that he made really good money doing. But as soon as we moved to LA and I started doing porn, he stopped working.
Oh.
He was like, I want to be able to support you like full time. And there was like, he did do a good amount of like assistant type administrative stuff.
Yeah.
But like, no, it was very clear. He wanted his schedule to be clear because he wanted to be around me as much as possible so that he could also gain access to all the other people in the industry.
Oh, he wanted to be in.
He didn't. He would never have been able to be a male performer. No, absolutely.
He wanted to fuck people.
He wanted to fuck stars, and he also fancied himself as like a screenwriter. I think he did not, which is the funniest thing ever to be like, my dream is to do screenplays for porn.
Yeah.
By the way,
also a very narcissistic thing to be like, I'm also a screenwriter. Yeah.
He was just absolutely insane and like a true, like an actual sociopath. Like a horrible person.
So you guys moved to LA was it his work, or was this an idea of like, how do you want to do porn?
I wanted to do porn specifically.
Okay. Yeah. So how did that come about? So you're in 2011.
How did I want to do porn?
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Well, like what? You're 2011. You work in a civilian job.
Yeah.
And you're like in your heart of hearts, you're like, I want to be a porn star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But so what like inspired it? Where you're like young watching porn, you go, that's wonderful. Like what?
No, so what's funny is I didn't really watch. I feel like if I had grown up watching a lot of, especially the kinds of porn that were popular around the time that I was like, older high school age, early college age.
Yes.
Elder high school. Yeah. I mean, like, like 17, 18.
Like when you start to get horny and watching porn.
When I start, because I got curious. I would like look stuff up here and there, but it was never like a ritualized thing. And like a lot of the stuff that was popular around those couple years before I got into the industry would have been like Sasha Grey, like really crazy,
the aggressive stuff,
intense, like over the top hardcore, which is fun to watch. But as I was I didn't have sex for the first time until after I graduated high school.
Okay, so even late,
and I did not date in high school.
Yeah,
I was very celibate. Like by choice, like I just was like, I'm not in a rush to do these things.
So how do you go from someone who's celibate by choice, not really super like we hear a lot of times the different people who come in here. They're like, I was from the time I could touch myself, I was super horny.
Oh, I didn't say I wasn't horny.
Okay,
I
so
was deeply horny all the time and like obsessed with reading about and learning about sex.
okay,
Really? But you just weren't acting. I didn't.
I didn't want to act on it. I literally like when I was a teenager, I would, and even young, like I think probably the youngest ever was like probably around the age of like 10 or 11. I was like, I'd always been curious, even younger than that, just like, what is this? But when I was like a tween, I would ride my bike to the library and like I was too afraid to actually check out anything that
was like
looked too like adult oriented, even like a 17 magazine. I was like, I thought they would ID me to check out a 17 magazine because I was 11.
Yeah.
You know? So I would just spend hours at the library and like pick out I would read like Cosmo, all the teen magazines, a lot of the like adult women magazines that had like sex Q&A and like sex ed books that I could find.
So you're like interested in like the science of it, like what does it mean? Why would we have it? Like,
yeah, I just wanted to know whatever I could know. Honestly, like I was just really, really curious.
Yeah,
and it was like the more I read about it, the more information. And then obviously also as the internet started to like flourish more, you know, because when I was, I mean, my first year of middle school was like in the year 2000. Okay. So that's like around that time. Like as the internet started getting built up and there were more resources, then I was like looking online at stuff. But the more information I consumed about and like was satisfying my own curiosity about it, I was like, oh, I'm just happy like having my own fantasies in my head. I don't like want to enact this with anyone. Because I also think that I had consumed enough information to learn and have the expectation that whatever the fuck I do that's the first time with someone is probably going to be pretty disappointing. Yes. Generally.
Yes.
So I still feel that today. Complex.
Yeah, I feel no, I'm seriously. I feel that today. It's like you build up this whole thing and then the best sex you ever have is with like someone you're like not even the most attracted to, but they know exactly what you like.
Yeah. So I just was in no rush because I was like, and also is like I didn't like most of the people at my high school. Like I was not going to give any of those folks
Where did you grow up?
Chance. I'm from Minneapolis originally, but my family, right before I started middle school, my family moved to a very like conservative, like very like rural, well, semi-rural, but like a suburb of Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, really?
And so it was like culture shock to me.
Yeah.
It's not how I grew up like in the city in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And then going to this place, it was like so wildly different and like just there was a lot that I was like, what? These people are kind of crazy.
So I have a question actually. Yeah. So 2012, you moved to LA. How did you even know where to go? Like, cause like everyone tells me I should get hair surgery in Turkey, and I'm like, but what do you do? Like, you just like where in Turkey? Like, there's so many things to follow. I would feel like
you probably should get hair surgery in Turkey.
I know. Well, I actually have a company.
I mean, I think you're fine. Yeah. But you're the one who said it first, and also, like, I've heard it's really nice. I have a couple friends who have.
No, I have a company that reached out to me and said they'll pay for everything.
What the fuck? Why are you talking to me?
Well, because I want to do the podcast. But no, so when you go in 2012, what happened? You just show up, and did you have anything lined up?
I did a lot of research at the time. Like I was like looking at like I was still living in Texas and stuff, but I was before I moved out to LA, I spent like a year like kind of building up to like planning to do the move. The first thing I did really when I fully decided like I'm committed to moving out to LA and doing this was like I made a Twitter account and I bought like a domain name.
Okay. So you knew.
Yeah.
That you have to have your own website, drive people traffic to the place. Yeah.
Stage name, all that. Started thinking about how I wanted to like brand myself as a performer. Even though we had less, like back then, you had to kind of start out with an agent and they would mostly try to determine those things for you.
Is that what happened? You came here and you met an agent?
Yeah.
And then they signed you, and then how long from landing in the city till you were starting to shoot?
Literally like 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
So you're pretty
quick,
happy.
That easy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, literally. I like moved to LA, got like within like 3 days, signed a lease on an apartment.
Wow.
In Studio City. So
yeah.
not too.
And so you.
You can tell. Tell people all the time we're in the hills. I mean,
so you start shooting porn. pretty quickly. You're in this relationship. At the beginning, was it fun? Were you enjoying yourself, like outside of what your partner was feeling about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I always loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a
okay.
great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just increasingly didn't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was he
right.
trying to involve himself in the porn more and more? And
There
like,
were actually a couple times where he was, because he would like drop me off a lot. Because when I will say, which I appreciated that he did that initially, because when we first moved out here, I was very scared of driving on the highways in LA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this could be if you're not a driver,
Especially
and then
coming
you
from
hear-
Texas,
Yeah.
where like
It's chill.
the highways they're very wide and like
The highways
which they
in-
are in LA too, but like the actual lanes are much wider.
Dude,
Yeah.
the highways.
There's
in-
less people.
We were
Yes.
just in Texas for the last few months, back and forth. We did Houston. They are Dallas. We did. They're the craziest things in the world.
Yeah.
Although Houston
And
is
you know,
the worst city to drive.
There's not a lot that
Yeah.
I miss about Texas. I'm kind of a Texas hater these days, but I will say, I will stand for Texas's highway system having an access road that pretty much runs parallel to the entire highway for its
Right.
entire like length.
Yeah,
Unless you're like super duper in the middle of nowhere, but even
Yeah.
most of like I-35 that runs north south across the entire state, you can be in the middle of nowhere. There's an access road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
that's just kind of nice because
Yeah.
if you like miss your exit, it's just so much easier.
They're like, we got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in LA, and he starts coming to these shoots. What happened when he was like hanging around when he would drop
He would
you
just
off?
like try to befriend the directors, producers, so that
Yeah.
people knew who he was.
Yeah.
So that then in the future he could try to be on set as much. Like he would like try to get in everyone's good graces so he could like come to set.
Yeah.
Did he ever make it in the industry or no?
No, no,
And
absolutely not.
what
So
was
people-
the catalyst that blew this? That like you went like something ended the porn for you, and it also ended the relationship.
Yeah.
with
Did
him.
you end first, then the relationship?
At the same time.
Same
Oh,
time?
Yeah.
wow.
I blew up my life on purpose.
Yeah.
In order to get away
No.
from him.
Really?
Because it was at that point that
Like,
that
what
was
was-
my only real.
Yeah. What
viable
was the
choice.
thing that
what
happened?
happened?
What was the blow up?
There wasn't like a thing that happened. It was just like after 3 years of being with this person, and like I think it also like the longer I was in the industry and having more and more success and really loving my career, I felt like, oh, he is like riding my coattails. Like he's aside from the fact that I was also like completely sick of all this manipulation, gaslighting, like mental abuse and everything. It was just annoying. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just annoying to have this person that I'm like,
It's like a leech on you, just trying to
yeah,
suck
like
all your-
literally, yeah.
And it's very strange because it's like if he's making a lot of money and successful in his own right, it's like what was this obsession? Do you think of him trying to get into the porn industry via you?
I mean, it is a
I
cool
think
industry.
that, well, if you want my honest answer, I think that he has a lot of personality issues and needs years of fucking therapy.
Yeah.
I it's not like I speak to him now. I don't even know where the he is. So
Yeah.
Lord knows if he's gotten it. I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Because someone like that, like someone who's that narcissistic, I don't think will ever really think of
No,
themselves
yeah.
as the problem.
Yeah.
But I think that he had such. I should use present tense because as far as I know, he's not dead. I wouldn't mind if he were, but But I think that he had such deep-seated insecurities and like abandonment issues that it was just this constant need to feel validated and desired by everyone around him.
Yeah.
And it was like intolerable for him to think that someone would dislike him.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Which
so-
is very funny because
It is
there's
so
shit that he's done that I literally, for like legal reasons, cannot say on this podcast.
No.
But when I say that this is a person who I don't think really deserves to be happy and free in the world,
Yeah, that's enough.
Well, you know what's
Yeah.
so funny?
I mean it like I really mean that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he is a very bad person who
Well,
has done very bad things.
It's so funny because like we're both stand-up comics, so we constantly like to say we don't look for validation would be a lie. But still, there is still a thing where it's like we want people to laugh but even if people
Right.
hate us, it's like it's still kind of cool, right? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
give like if someone. I'll give you an even perfect example. I try and be a good person to everyone in this industry because I have a lot. I have a lot more money than I've ever had because of this industry.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if someone like kind of thinks what I do because I'm a little bit out there
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, gross, I'm like, well, I won't with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have nothing against
That's
you.
how I am.
Yeah.
I'm an attention whore. Like I really like for people to like me.
Yes.
But if someone is just very clear with me that I am not their cup of tea, I'm like, okay, well, I can't
Like I'm not.
Yeah.
gonna-
can't win them all.
Yeah, that's fine too, right?
And especially if someone's demands, like if the reason they don't like me is like some inherent part of my personality that I
Right.
love myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, if these are things that you don't accept, then like fine.
Yeah,
I don't need
no,
you
it is.
either.
Well, that was the constant thing. To go back on a video I've talked about a few times, but some people have made in this industry upset at the content I make, like in reference of like, and I'm like, I'm just I'm being a literal jester on the internet. It's not like in offense to anyone.
No,
Yeah.
it's just for fun. We're just having a good time. And so you're probably happy to say goodbye to this guy.
Oh my God, yes.
But
yeah.
on the other end, saying goodbye to porn, is that more difficult?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
were you doing
no,
for 5 years?
It was
Yeah.
really hard. Yeah. So basically things got to a point where I realized like I am so mentally unwell because of being in this relationship. Yet at the same time, 2.5, close to 3 years in, I'm, every year more and more successful in porn and knowing that I love it and this is what I want to do. This is like, I specifically had wanted to do porn
right.
like for like 4 years before I ever actually did it. It was like
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
And I also realized, we were married.
Oh,
So,
shit.
which that's a story that I literally can't even tell. But what I will say is like, I was coerced into marrying him.
Damn.
No way.
Correct. Yeah. It was like, it wasn't a real marriage. It was like, oh, like a manipulation leading into like,
Like paperwork.
we have to go to this courthouse and get married.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it wasn't even really a fucking marriage. Anyway, it got to a point that I was so desperate to get away from him that I really was like deeply suicidal. And when I realized how bad that was, that I was like, at that point,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to the priority is getting out of this relationship.
Yeah.
Yet he's now, hasn't worked for 3 years, has been, even though it's not like he was on the payroll of my company or anything like that, like since we were legally married, if I were to say to him before anything, like just say I want a divorce, but I'm going to stay in LA and keep having my porn career, I was certain that he would try to take like half of my business.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
have to. You'd probably have to pay. What is it? Alimony? You have to. Not alimony. It's whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's the one for kids? That's
That's child alimony is to the ex-spouse.
yeah, to the ex.
Yeah, like if they haven't,
Right.
if they've been like financially dependent on you.
Yeah.
which
Right.
He had been.
So then you basically cold turkey get out of the relationship and the
I
industry at
lied
the
to
same.
him.
Oh, what'd you tell him?
I told him that I was really depressed and that I
But
was
that was
depressed
true.
because that was true. But I told him the reason I was depressed was because I really missed my family and that I wanted to go live with my parent, like stay with my parents for a couple months to just like,
Like get
do some self-care and like
reset yourself.
try to reset, take care of my depression. So that's what I told him. And then I packed up I literally packed like all the shit I could fit into my car and went across the country I did go live with my parents. But once I got to my parents' place and got out of LA, within like 2 weeks, he got served divorce papers.
Damn. So literally, like a guy shows up and goes, "Are you so and so?" And it's like he's like, "You've been served." And
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
gives him the stuff.
I was just like, yep, okay, bye. And then
Yeah.
he called me and was like all stressing out. And I was like,
Guess what? This is permanent. Sorry, buddy.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
then you're completely out of LA for 5 years.
Yeah.
What
I
were
was
you
in
doing?
Kentucky.
Well,
I was
like
in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville's not a bad city though.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. We did. Have you ever been to the
Yeah,
Comic Con?
yeah.
It's fucking great.
What's that? It's I think it's just the Louisville Comedy Club.
Yeah,
It's part of the
Bricktown Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
I've
Yeah.
never been there.
Barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that place? Mama's Mustard.
Oh yeah.
Mama's Barbecue and Pickles?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Mama's
dude.
Barbecue.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Eric was telling me the
You were
story.
there for that
Yes.
one, right, Eric? Yeah. So we went. There's three of us. It was me, Eric, and this other comic, Andre Myrie, and we, before a comedy show, you don't want to be too heavy.
Yeah.
And so we go probably at like noon.
Yeah, we went at noon.
And we're like, yeah, we'll eat some barbecue by the 7 p.m. show. We'll be fine. Not at all, dude.
No.
I was brain dead, dude.
Worst decision.
Oh,
in
dude,
barbecue.
fried pickles, the
Yeah.
whole nachos with the burnt ends and everything.
You're like uncomfortable.
oh yeah,
it's
dude.
an uncomfortable
I was
feeling.
full until like the next day.
I
Yeah.
was too full to sleep.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Fucks you up.
yeah,
Sounds really good.
barbecue can really. We did that interstellar
Oh,
barbecue.
never before, sure.
I actually
Never.
think I've been on the record saying barbecue is a tier 2 food. It is a tier 2 cuisine, and it's overrated by Texans.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think barbecue is the best. Like I think it's top tier, S tier for sure.
Yeah, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
barbecue.
I'm
sorry.
saying it's.
I'm
I know.
100
That's what I
But
said.
there's also like
It's the
there's definitely
opiates of
bad
food.
barbecue.
No, I
Oh,
went to
yeah.
Interstellar, Michelin star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just think
I don't trust a barbecue place that has a Michelin star.
No, you kind of want like a
I feel like when it comes to barbecue, you don't want.
So here's
anything
my theory.
remotely
Here's my reason. No great
Yeah, that's
meal.
true.
No great meal should make you feel like the way you
But
felt.
that's part of it. It's like barbecue is like if someone, it's like, what's a food you could eat forever? I would never say barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue's once a
because-
month,
Yeah.
maybe.
But that's part of what it is. It exists in that space.
Yeah,
It's like desserts or pastries or stuff. Like you can't eat those all the
I
time.
guess, yeah.
I guess
Well-
it depends on what kind of bar. Like, what do y'all get at the bar?
Well, I think so. My kind of
you
theory
get like
is
ribs and stuff.
Yeah.
brisket.
Oh, I rarely get like.
brisket.
Oh, I'm getting the brisket. I'm getting the ribs. If you got like a quarter chicken, half chicken.
Yeah,
for
I do
sure.
like the brine
I try to
chicken. That
avoid
I do like
pork,
brine
but I'm
chicken.
always gonna get some the ribs, the pork.
Yeah.
But then I'm also there's this one place in Edmonton. It's called Meat. It's just called Meat, dude.
So funny.
They
It's
serve.
like gay.com.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
they didn't fuck around. They're like this place
That was
is
a website, by
Yeah.
the way. Gay.com was the hookup website before all these.
Amazing.
Oh, really?
Before, yeah. It was like
that.
literally gay.com before Grindr. It was gay.
I feel like I have a memory of being a teenager and my sister and I finding a photo of Michael Stipe from REM. Like he had a profile on gay.com in like 2002.
The
Yeah.
bald one?
Yeah.
Wow, I do love
It was like a mirror selfie.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a very like MySpace.
No,
era
yeah.
looking
So
mirror
gay.com,
selfie.
gay.com was a place you would go. So what ended up happening was like AOL chat rooms, Yahoo groups, and then
Gay.com.
gay.com. And then from gay.com branched out to Manhunt, Dudes Nude, and Adam for Adam. And then there were like
That's one thing. The gays, when it comes to naming stuff, they are on
Yeah, they're
the
on it.
nose,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Gay clubs
Well, I mean,
are always
just
called
drag
like
queen names.
Meat
Come on.
Hole or something.
Woody's
Yeah.
in Toronto. Woody's in Toronto. Woody's in Philadelphia.
Yeah. It's always
There's
the
a
cum
really
den.
great restaurant bar in the like gayborhood in Boys Town in Chicago called Wang's.
Oh,
Wang.
Yeah, he lived in Chicago.
I've heard of Wang. Have you been
There-
to Jackhammers?
It is also like a Chinese restaurant, but it's Wang's.
That's
You know.
so funny.
There's no subtlety in the gays.
No,
They're
the gays
very
don't.
like in your face with the stuff.
Well-
which is like do your thing, but
Yeah.
I'm like you think they're very like they're like low lighting. They know how to like
Well,
dress
even
up a place.
Even when Grindr came out, like the whole joke was like you could like geo target a human being within a foot to you. I remember opening.
Find a butthole
Yeah,
in this
literally-
room.
dude. When I would perform comedy at Yuck Yucks, because I would always go up to see who is like gay in the because it would be like 300, 400 people. So, and I'm about to go on stage and say the craziest like gay stuff, and I would go on Grindr and see they were like dudes like 2 feet away.
That's great.
2 feet away.
2 feet away is
2
nuts.
feet away is
it's just
so-
dangerous.
It is well. That's why like you
That's
go
within
on
reaching.
within
Yeah,
reaching distance.
exactly.
Yeah, literally.
But okay, so you moved to Louisville, and
Yeah.
you're like, Did you plan on taking 5 years off? It just kind of happened. What were you doing
Were you
while
working
there?
at
yeah,
the-
so I did. I mean, not only did I tell him like I lied about like, oh, I'm just gonna go to my parents for a couple months because I wanted him to think I was gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because the key was that he needed to think that I wasn't leaving him.
Yeah.
Right.
So he wasn't going to
So
come
that there
chase
wouldn't
you.
be anything extreme that happened.
Yeah.
But I did also tell him that part of why I was so depressed was because it was making me sad, which was
Not
a
true.
complete lie.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I was just like, I have to throw my career in the trash
To escape.
in order to get away from this guy. And I kind of accepted it because it was really like a survival instinct moment that I
Yeah.
was like,
Well, you're like, I was going to
this
kill
is something that
myself.
makes me really happy.
Yeah.
But I would rather not kill myself. So I'm going to have to quit
Yeah.
And like that's the sacrifice I have to make to safely get out of this relationship
Yes.
and make sure that it is completely out of my life, that I don't have to ever have contact with this person again. So I move in with my parents, move across the country, and just got a different job, and I ended up having essentially like a 5-year break.
What were you doing? Like, what work?
Well, I don't want to say the jobs that I specifically had,
really?
But I worked in retail. I worked as a bartender for a bit. I also finished my degree because I had been like 1 semester away from finishing it when I left school to do porn. So I enrolled at the University of Louisville and just finished my degree there.
Did you have the itch every day for it while you're in Louisville?
No, I mean I definitely kind of missed the interaction. I mean, we were talking about validation. I missed that. It did feel really weird to go from being pretty well known in the industry and having online fame to moving to a city as a completely anonymous person.
Did
I also
people
changed my
recognize-
appearance a lot.
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah, I dyed my hair really dark brown and cut these very blunt bangs, and I wore really thick glasses. I literally did a
Clark
Kent.
Kent. Yeah. Yeah, you're I'm going to hide a little bit. Yeah.
At the first job that I got when I moved out there, which was pretty immediate, it was January 2015. I got a different job. Within a month, a coworker reported me to HR.
No.
Because they recognized me, and then my manager had to call me into his office and had this really awkward conversation. He was like, "Yeah, so we got an HR complaint about you because apparently you used to do."
How's that a complaint?
Yeah.
I
Well,
get
the complaint was
No, but that's what I'm saying. I get it if you're filming scenes at work, right?
But it's you're whatever. I did.
because it was in a retail environment. The complaint that this guy apparently had, what he said to HR is, "I think that she's here as a publicity stunt. I think that when she talks to customers, she's trying to get them to watch her." It was also maybe implied that he thought I was escorting, that I was working at a retail job, customer facing, as a tactic to fuck the customers and get them to pay me for it.
I mean, for
or
what it's
something.
worth, pretty good tactic. Good for
That would be.
But it's I had gone to such great length to make sure no one could recognize me that I was this guy's insane.
Also, that would have been a great vlog now. Back in 2015, no one was making that kind of content. That didn't exist.
right.
But I had the perfect excuse with my manager because he was he was deeply uncomfortable with the whole conversation.
No,
So I will give
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta Paul.
He was really embarrassed that he had to talk to me about this.
Yeah.
Is this
I think
you?
he it was he had to address it because it was an HR complaint, but I did get a sense from him that he was this is a fucking nuisance.
Could
This
that
guy's
be a
dipshit.
lawsuit on behalf of you to the company? Because that seems like
Maybe if they had fired me.
that's crazy to even bring it up.
Essentially, he just the manager just asked me. He was just can you give me reassurance that
You're not
that
trying
you're
to
here for
customers?
reasons that this dude's
You said-
suggesting? And I gave him the best sob story. I was like, no, not only is that completely untrue, but I will literally pull up, obviously safe for work, but I was I'll show you a photo of what I looked like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I've completely changed my appearance because I don't want to be recognized, and I moved here because I just got out of an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And you could have also said, no, I will not give you reassurance, but I will also give you the best blow you've ever
I saw this manager. I mean, no.
Yeah. You didn't want to work in retail that bad.
Nope.
So
and it went well because the conversation ended with him being like, well, I would like to offer you my sincerest personal apology that we even had to have this conversation.
Oh,
and he
I'm
was
sure.
the employee who left this complaint is going to get a warning.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
is an attempt at harassing you.
Yeah.
And then he was like, let me know if anyone ever does anything like that. If anyone ever makes you uncomfortable or says something about your past, let me know and I will deal with them. And I was like,
that's
that's
great.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so in this 5-year period, and that's super cool of a dude.
it was
you know
very
what I mean?
cool. Yeah.
In this 5-year period, when did the itch, like you said, you think about, but when did the itch really start kicking in?
Yeah, because you must have.
In
wanna-
2019, it took a couple years.
Okay.
I mean, because it's when I first got out there, I really was focused on spending time with my family. I was enjoying a slow like a different pace.
Well,
too.
yeah, chaos.
Like it had been. LA was a lot of chaos for the 3 years that I was in LA. So moving out to Kentucky, which is,
So funny.
I wasn't living in a rural part of the state. I was in the city in Louisville, but still, it was like just a totally different pace.
It's a different vibe there.
Yeah.
Like I remember we were walking around. I was only there for
Yeah.
one night and just walking around. It was like it's very calm.
Oh yeah, whole different
Yeah.
world.
It's a really beautiful city. I'm an evangelist for Louisville, Kentucky.
So 2019 hits.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You're working at a job, and
I
you're
mean,
like,
a big part of it was working different jobs. So I was at that retail job for a bit, and then for a while I worked that during the day, and then I was bartending at night.
Yeah.
Which didn't last long. The place where I was bartending was like not ideal, I would say. It was all like 60-year-old. It was a hotel.
Yeah. So you're not really making a lot of
in like a
cash
lobby.
there. They're not.
I made pretty good tips.
but it's not fun.
Well, I didn't get paid bartender wage. I got paid a regular
salary,
like-
not like hourly.
I got paid a regular hotel wage.
Yeah.
Like it was more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
More
So
than
plus
like not
your
a server
tips.
minimum. It was
Yeah.
like, $9 an hour or something.
Yeah.
And then
Which
I got
is
tips on top of
crazy
that.
also too.
Yeah.
To say like, oh, I was getting paid a normal wage, $9
There's
an
an
hour.
hour is
That's
like,
And
fuck.
well, Kentucky doesn't have a minimum above the federal.
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
So like
fucking
$9 an hour there
crazy.
is
It's like good.
Is
Yeah.
that's so funny.
objectively not great, but it's
But-
also a cheaper place to live.
No,
Yeah.
but it's so funny when people like make the argument against a living minimum wage,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't like when people actually make an argument. You're like,
Well, and they're always like, well, then the things are going to cost more. And I'm like, you've been to a restaurant lately? It all costs more anyway.
but it is so crazy, especially when we live in New York. I don't get how people who are working the minimum wage jobs.
Oh,
can
dude,
afford-
sometimes someone's working at a coffee
Or they
shop.
can't.
I'm like, how do you live in this
Yeah.
city? Working
Yeah.
out like
No,
that just
no,
doesn't make
it's-
sense.
And
No,
there's
I will say, like, that was also a really hard thing, was I had been making, I mean, nowhere near what happens now with, like,
right.
Yeah.
platforms and stuff, but as a person who in my first 3 years in porn was only working studio scenes, like for one check each scene, like I was making very close to like six figures a year,
Yeah.
which fairly modest, but that was more money than I'd ever seen.
And
Right.
it's
at
also,
that time.
it's a different
And
time.
LA was
It's-
cheaper in 2012, so I'll say
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
right.
Like I was doing well, and I was gonna keep doing better.
But also
and better.
not just
Yeah.
that, not just making the 100K a year, but you're also in this like kind of like cool thing, right? You're
yeah.
in a
and you're
so-
loving it. You're doing
Yeah.
something you love
Yeah.
working in. And was that
Exactly.
part of you get a little bit of the itch to come back? But then do you hear pray tell of only the dollars that are on the table?
That was part of it, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
so that
'Cause
was.
I
the
will say
ca-
that one of the hardest parts, because overwhelmingly I was very happy with like moving to Kentucky and like
Yeah.
my life changing. There were parts that were hard about it, but the hardest adjustment really was like going to such a different standard of living.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
After having been pretty comfortable for a couple of years.
Yeah.
You know?
Got a taste.
And even
yeah.
before, like, because before I did porn, it was like I was a college student. That was
Yeah.
like the last thing I did before I was in porn.
Yeah.
And I was living on my own, but also like my parents would help me out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wasn't like a fully independent
Yeah.
financially. So this was like the first time I was ever fully financially independent was when I started porn, and I was immediately making pretty good money.
Yeah.
And then getting out of porn and moving to this much smaller city and making like I think I got like in the first couple of years that I lived in Kentucky, I built up a lot of credit card debt
Yeah.
Oh,
because I didn't. It's like it was really hard to train myself to budget in a way that I could actually live within my means.
Yeah.
Because also that first like retail job I got, I was making $22,000 a year.
Yeah. Which is like,
that's man. I don't know how I'm ever gonna go back because
Yeah.
at least I know I'll go to Kentucky.
And I had to pay back my student loans, even though
Yeah.
I didn't actually finish my degree until like 2017 was actually the year that I went back and like finished all my classes and
Yeah.
got it. But I moved to Kentucky in 2015, and I had already been paying back my student loans that I'd taken out from my previous years of college.
Yeah.
And they were all private loans, and the interest rates were like 15%.
Jeez.
So I'm making $22,000 a year, and my minimum student loan payment every month was $600.
Wow, and that's the only
Yeah.
thing you can't.
So I had no choice but to have credit card debt because I was like, I have to pay money from my bank account to the student loan payment,
yeah.
and then I have to live by buying shit on a credit card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
my
I think
God.
most people know, but student loan
forgiven.
debt
Or
cannot be
bankruptcy.
forgiven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
nothing.
the only thing that can't
And
be
so
forgiven.
you have this time. You're semi comfortable in Kentucky. The money's not great, but life is decent.
Yeah.
And then what?
I was meeting great people. I still have like all my best friends. Like I have so many friends.
And so
from
what?
there. It's- yeah.
When you go back, what do you call up like an agent you used to know? Like how quickly do you get into the industry again?
So I kind of dipped a toe in.
Yeah.
So by the time I decided to get back into the industry, I was no longer at the retail job. Since I had finally finished my degree, then I got a job related to my degree, which was working for like a small publishing company as a copywriter or copy editor. So I was doing that for a little over a year when it was like August 2019 was the first thing that I did, because all the time that I was retired, I would still periodically like Google myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, because a couple things, like a year after I had officially fully retired, I got nominated for an award.
Whoa.
And I was like, how did I get nominated? I'm not even around.
Yeah.
That, and I didn't even find out that I had the nomination until like way after the award show had happened.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I didn't win it. But yeah, so it's just like I would periodically Google myself just to see what
was going on?
was going
Are
on.
people still Googling me? How are my views going up? People still interested in Siri?
Yeah.
Were you
and
still friends with people in the industry?
No.
Oh, you completely cut ties.
Well, I never really made friends the first time around. I was so partly because of the way things were with my ex. He was so controlling. I didn't really want to let anyone too close to me because he would try to f everyone, and it made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, fair.
It was
Yeah.
genuinely.
It's
I was like,
embarrassing.
I'm protecting
Yeah,
other women
yeah,
by
yeah.
like not hanging out with them.
Yeah.
No,
Unfortunately.
That's
Yeah. Jesus. And so you dip a toe in.
Yeah.
And do you move back to LA? You just go like
No,
I'm not-
no. I only moved to LA like a year and a half ago.
Oh, really? So you were still in
I was in
Kentucky up until a
Kentucky.
year and a half ago.
And how
Yeah,
were you
until
just flying
pretty
back and forth, shooting scenes, come back,
Yeah,
shooting scenes, come back, shooting scenes?
for years. I didn't say the thing though. The turning point that actually made me.
Oh, yeah,
Because
right.
I always missed it, but it was just like it seemed like a too crazy of a thing to ever think about going back into.
Yeah.
It seemed like that is nuts. That's unthinkable. That's crazy. Not only because I was getting used to my new life and I liked it, but it was a very dramatic revelation for my family, like my parents, when
That
they
you
found
were
out I
doing.
had been doing porn before.
How long did they take them to find out?
They found out immediately. They found out before a scene I'd shot even came out. Like,
Wow.
Before
How? You told them?
through the grapevine, because I told like one person. I told my best friend who
Yeah.
like worked with someone who knew my sister, and somehow that information made it back to my sister, who was mad that I had not told her
Yeah.
because we're pretty close. She
Yeah.
was like, "You lied? Like,
Yeah.
you told us you were like going to LA because
Oh, right. Yeah,
because your dude got this like job or whatever." And
So you told them a whole song and dance.
she was really mad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had given them a complete story about why I was moving to LA.
Oh,
Specifically because I was like, my parents are not going to accept this even remotely. And
Yeah.
the best chance I have of getting them to accept my decision is if I wait to tell them until after I've had a couple months in it. I just wanted to make sure that I was very confident in my decision and had at least some time experiencing the industry so I could defend my position.
And
Right.
also, yeah,
like,
that's
I'm safe.
Yeah.
I am safe. I'm
Yeah,
doing
well,
it, and I know
hey,
that I'm safe because I'm doing it.
Believe it
So-
or not, we
way
had
tougher.
to. I've had to defend my position as a comedian. So I get
Yeah.
I
but
get
it's
the
like,
whole-
yeah, you
So,
don't.
but they found out immediately, and they were like, they thought I was being trafficked.
No, really.
Which in part was like probably because my ex, he was older and he was a piece of shit. They didn't
Yeah.
like him. They were right about that.
Yeah.
But they were like, he told you to do this. He's making you do this. And I was like, no, this was my idea.
Yeah.
Like, he's enabling me to do it, but he's not, it wasn't his idea. He didn't force me into this. They were like, you're on drugs. And I was like, I've never done a drug. I've smoked weed. That's the only drug I've ever done. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, absolutely not.
It's-
But they were so convinced
Yeah,
that
it's a
they
tough
hired a
call.
private investigator to follow me around.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd
Because
you-
they did. I told them I'm fine. I'm choosing this, and they were like, "No, we don't believe that. That's crazy. Not our daughter."
Did you know they hired a?
I did not know when he was very good at his job. I didn't notice I was being observed.
How long were you being followed for?
A couple months.
No way.
Yeah, a couple months.
Do you now look back and you're like, at the diner, I saw him.
I have no memory
Still
of ever knowing.
Still know
at
Never
all.
saw him. He never like.
Wow.
I found out literally when I moved to Kentucky. And
So the was in L.A. following you around.
They hired a private investigator in L.A.
Do you think he like showed up to your scenes? Like how did?
No, the sets are too close. There's no way you could do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he would have known where I lived and stuff. So he probably tailed me when I'm like doing like going to get my nails done or something.
Crazy.
And your parents told you that's how you found out.
When I moved to Kentucky and like we started like talking about stuff because that was since they were so upset about it and they hated my ex. Again, rightfully so. I always give them the credit for that. They saw it before I did.
Yeah.
They like basically I almost didn't talk to them. I talked to my mom like once every couple months for like 5 minutes. It was basically a phone call to be like, yeah, I'm alive. But other than that, the relationship was so strained.
So how long
that
was this?
I basically did not talk to them until I quit and moved into their house in 2015.
So did they tell you all the information that this private detective gave them?
It wasn't much to report. That's
there was
why,
nothing-
like,
yeah.
he like collected information and like I guess followed me a couple times over the course
Wow.
of some months, and all he told them was like, "There's nothing really interesting going on here." He was like,
She's getting
"She's fine and like sober and
definitely getting fucked.
Yeah, definitely.
Seen the videos. Thank you. Best job I've ever had. We'll follow. He might be following you right now. Yeah. By the way, so the turning point, what was it? The actual 2019.
yeah. Okay. So on one of these days when I was just like, I'm gonna Google myself and see what's on the internet about me, I found my subreddit that was like created by a fan.
Still going on.
And it was still going on, and it was like people were posting on it like every day, all day.
Wow.
And it had like 100,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's big because I'm part of lactation communities. 100Ks are the good ones. 100K plus are the good ones.
And it was very active, and so I was like, that was the thing that opened it up. So I was like, at this point, I still had no intention of like going back into porn. But I was just kind of like, just for nostalgia's sake, like this seems kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I messaged the moderator of that community and said like, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I just want you to know I'm here and I'm aware that this community exists. I'd like to post in it. And he was like, I was also such a Reddit noob. So he was like, can you do like a verification post? So I did the thing where, I take a photo and like, write my name on it and the date and like send him the photo.
And he was like, can I please see the... That's fine.
So yeah, I started like posting occasionally on this Reddit community.
And they're probably losing it.
They were all completely losing it.
Really?
And
Like
then,
I can't imagine how excited you'd be if you've been posting in like a Siri Dahl Reddit community for like 5 years.
I mean, yeah, and most of the posts were like, "R.I.P. Wish she'd come back."
Yeah, and then it's like when a wrestler comes back, they play his music and everything. That's wild.
Were there comments there? Where is she? Where is she now? Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well, that's the other thing because the way I quit was so like abrupt, and then because I didn't really have friends, and because of the whole situation with my ex, he knew where I had actually moved to because he knew where my parents lived. But I told him if anyone asked where I went to tell them that I had moved back to Texas, like so that no one was hot on the trail.
Yeah, fair.
I didn't want people bothering me. And I found out like years later that there had been some rumors even that I had like died floating around.
Shit.
People were trying to come up with explanations because it didn't make sense.
You're this young starlet.
Because even though I didn't have
popular.
close friends, I still had like friends. Like there were people I would hang out with.
Well, there is a
like,
thing that's
in group settings and
go
to industry
AVNs
events
and whatever. There is a thing too, like it is a weird thing again when you see someone all the time, like in terms of the porn stars, and they just disappear and they're like, there was a few people that I used to watch all the time growing up, and you're like, you can search them and there is nothing. There is absolutely.
It's freaky, but I get it.
Even now, but even now, from like when I was watching like when 2005, 2006, there's like a couple of those stars that are like they're not around at all. You can't find them. No Wikipedia. It will just say their name and that's that.
But now you feel like you're in the place where you got to be. Like you're like, I love I've always wanted to do this because I was watching some interviews of you, and you say you're like a multi-orgasmic person. It's easy for you to climax multiple times.
Yeah.
What's the most climaxes you think you've hit in a day?
I lost count when it was like over 100.
No.
What?
Yeah.
In a day?
I mean, I can orgasm like 20 times.
Could
in
you
one
orgasm
session.
like
In
here?
one session?
Yeah, easily.
Like with like a toy hand? What that's
It's
think-
just like once it gets going, as long as I like have the energy, you know. I mean, eventually it is like it gets overwhelming almost.
yeah, like
Because
what?
like usually each time it gets a little more intense.
Really?
And so there's only so many times before I'm like, I will faint.
Have you fainted from orgasming?
No, not actually. No.
But okay,
I've had a feeling that I could.
So what?
100
It's never
times in a
happened.
but you understand 100 times a day is like that's maybe
That
a
was
world.
one day once.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
that's
like every
still
day.
that's like a world record. I don't know if anyone's 100 times in a
I
day.
feel like there's probably a lot of women who have.
Really? So what happens?
If you're just good at math or like.
so you can do it quickly and like.
No, it's actually not that quick. I mean, for me, under the perfect circumstances, starting from zero,
Yes.
it will take me probably 15 minutes to
That's
work
not
up
bad.
to like
Oh,
first orgasm.
but then once it's
But
rolling,
then the floodgate is open.
Really?
then the floodgates open. It's
Yeah.
like when you're drinking beer and you go take a piss, and it's like next
Pretty
thing you know, you're at
much.
the toilet all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's wild.
And the orgasm's like always like a or just like always just like.
It can be, but I mean, is only like, well, it's also different if I'm masturbating versus, I've never come that many times because I'm alone, so I'll like get bored.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
But
with-
like,
you come more with a partner.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
'Cause it's like the combo, you know, the
Yeah,
penetration
sure.
and the stimulation.
Yeah.
Or butt.
Or butt.
Plus-
Oh,
That's-
you can from getting in that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually quite a bit more intense.
Oh, wow.
Why?
This
What-
is fascinating.
Yeah. What's more intense about it?
Like the butt's more sensitive on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, even though, as far as I know, the anal tissue is not connected to the clitoris. Like,
So what
it's all the pressure still like
is
is
it?
felt.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can-
Yeah. Thigh
Also,
bone, knee
my
bone.
partner
sure.
has a very large penis. So when he's fucking my butt, I feel it like in my at the same time.
Thigh bone, knee bone.
What? I don't even know what that means.
Because
What
the
does that
thigh
thigh bone's connected to the knee bone.
mean? knee bone's connected.
Yeah.
to
So the connected to the
leg
clit.
bone.
Yeah.
leg bone's connected to the ass bone.
Yeah,
So
you got it.
So your partner has a big cock.
He has a very large penis.
Is he also a performer?
He's my stunt dude.
Really?
Like he'll shoot content with me, and
Yeah.
he's done some, like he's done some stuff. But anything he's ever done as a performer, like for hire, is for like very like indie studios.
Yeah.
I kind of turned him against ever wanting to be like a working male performer.
Why?
Like,
Why
the
is that?
regular-
Just to not
because I know him very well,
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're like,
And-
this isn't for you.
and we very well understand each other's and what we
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
I know like I have a lot of, I mean, I've been in the industry a long time, worked with almost all the male talent, and I've also become pretty close friends with a lot of the male talent, and so I've talked to them about their experiences, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know how much of a struggle it can be for them,
Yeah.
and like what it's like specifically being on set under this high pressure thing.
Oh, it's high pressure.
having to
Yeah.
have that much
Yeah.
control over your bone and your, even if you're doing drugs to help you, it's still not easy.
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
still a challenge.
It is a crazy thing we've never ever really talked about. It is a crazy act for one getting hard. I mean, a lot of times I always have to look down. I don't know if it'll ever show on the podcast, but sometimes like someone's telling a story and I start chubbing up because it's like hot. It's like I'm listening to someone hot talking about 100 times in a day, and I could just feel like my dick creeping and I have to like adjust. But it is like to be told that. I think that's a superpower, to be told when to or not.
And we'll get a bone right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Maintain
very-
the bone.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
at least you guys can like, you know,
You can lube up or
you can-
something. There's a lot
and
of
Yeah.
fake it.
and fake it. And
There-
I totally fake it on camera.
There's
It's like I
no-
try really hard to not,
Yes,
but there's situations in certain projects, like in like a studio thing, like sometimes for the cinematic value, it's like if my body's not there yet, but the scene will overall be a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I appear to come at this moment,
Yeah.
I'm fine with faking
Selling it.
Or It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Some
will say
people-
in my own content scenes that I shoot, like collab scenes and stuff, I don't really fake it there.
Yeah.
Because I'm totally in control of the production.
Yeah, of
so
course.
It's up to me.
And what's different between what you're shooting like in terms of personal content versus what you're doing in the studio stuff?
Production value.
Is-
Because the stuff I produce for myself has like zero production.
a ring light.
I'm very low key about it.
Yeah.
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 I'm not one of these performers who's like investing a lot of budget in like producing my own content.
Yeah.
And part of that's because I know my fans and I know the people who are buying it and they
Yeah.
don't care that much.
Some
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
I do the front-facing videos,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I do a higher production video, it always tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people that like my shit, like my dumb face,
They like it
Yeah.
raw.
on a camera.
Yeah.
And that's
same.
it. And then another friend of mine, Ryan Long, does high produced stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and his fans like those high produced stuff. And
It's just whatever they're trained on.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
It
Well,
is-
yeah.
You do
Yeah.
really need to train the people like, this is what you're getting. And this
Yeah.
is, and you kind of just feed them that. And then whoever stays to eat it, stays to eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
what do you have kind of on the roadmap for you in the future? So now you've come back to porn, fully in it. You're rocking the doing the studio stuff. Is there like awards you want to win? Is there like scenes you haven't done, like a DVP or something like that that's like a bang? Is there stuff on the table that you haven't done that you
Yeah.
still would like to
I
do?
want to do my first thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Still
Haven't
have
done
not. I haven't
bang.
done one. Oh, I have a funny story about that actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
please
hear the
tell.
story?
Yeah.
So one of my ex-boyfriends, one of the Kentucky boys that I dated in
Yes.
the past, he was we had been dating for like several months, you know, having a great time together, having great. And I will say that like everyone that I dated during that like break period, the 5-year break, like I was only ever in monogamous relationships with
Yes.
the people I dated. So that was the context for this guy that I was seeing. And we'd been together for probably like 5 or 6 months, and it was about to be Christmas time. So he was going to go visit his family, which was like in a different state. So we weren't going to see each other for a couple weeks. And we had a conversation like a little bit before he left town, because he knew that I had done porn. Like it was a thing that came up in conversation regularly. Like I was like, I'm an open book about this. Like I wanted to make sure he never felt uncomfortable. So I was just like, yeah, if you ever want to ask me questions about stuff, please ask me. Don't feel like you have to like keep it inside. And he had asked me if like in a we were just talking about stuff that I had experienced, and he was like, oh, did you ever do a? And I was like, nope. Like, you know, I was pretty slow to do like firsts. Like I only did my first scene like right before I retired, like in pretty like late 2014. And that was the one like really big first that I did, and then I left. So like I never did any things or like any like super extreme stuff. And that was kind of where the conversation ended, you know. No, I've never done a thing. Okay. So he goes away for Christmas, comes back 2 weeks later, and he's super miffed at me, and I cannot figure out why. And, you know, I'm like trying to get in his pants one night, and he's like kind of like not feeling it. And I was just like, wait, what is going on? Like I, you know, we were texting about how much you missed me and like, but why you know both now? and he was like, well, I just can't figure out why you lied to me. And I was like, what do you mean I lied to you? Like I was like racking my brain. Like, I don't know what you think I lied to you about. If I lied to you, it was an accident, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, well, you remember when I asked you if you'd ever done a bang? And I was like, yeah, and I haven't done one. And he was like, no, that's a lie. I missed you when I was on break, and I searched for your porn, and I found one of your old scenes, and you're in a thing. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, what the are you thinking? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I wouldn't forget doing a.
Yeah, I was like, I genuinely, I was like perplexed, and I was like, okay, we're gonna settle this. Find the video.
Yeah.
So he goes and finds the video.
I know
that he had
the
watched,
end of the story.
and it was a blow bang.
I thought he was going to say a threesome.
No, it was a 6-guy blow bang
Yeah.
with Lexington Steel,
Yeah.
like that directed it. So it was like 6 large black men,
Yeah.
For what it's worth,
And
a man,
and they all in my
That's-
face. It was like a bukkake at the end.
Yeah.
a man, I could see how a man could think that's a bang.
I think I think
You're like in
it was
industry
like
terms.
It was like a clip,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't the whole thing. It was
Yeah.
like
Did
5
Lexington
minutes.
Steel pull out that big?
Oh yeah, of course.
He was involved as well. I didn't know it's like a player manager in baseball, right?
It is.
Well, this was back. He was still performing all the time back then.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was directing too, but
How big was that?
Lex's
Yeah.
very big.
Huge.
It's like I don't know, 12 or 13 inches.
It's huge,
Jeez.
Jay.
ruler.
It's like
At
a
least.
ruler.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Right.
User.
But yeah, I guess if there is a dude who's going to have any types of insecurities of porn, usually their worst nightmare is like 6 big black dudes. That is like
Yeah.
So when you're like, I didn't do it's like, he's like, what's this? And you're like, that's a blow bang.
Literally, and it was just like, because in my brain, I'm like, dude, if that was like, I would have gotten paid
With
so
way
much
more
more.
money.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, not a single one of those in my. Okay,
Yeah.
it was a blow bang. It is different.
Yeah, you get a way different rate for that. Are you kidding me? You think I got paid bang money for that, dude? That is funny.
Did you get to suck him off that night then? Did he
Yeah,
actually got hard?
yeah. He was still really annoyed with my explanation, but
Yeah.
he was like, well, it was close enough. Why didn't you tell me about that? And I was like, I forgot. It was like you
Yeah.
asked me about a bang, and so I was thinking about that, and it didn't occur to me to say no. I've never done a bang, but one time 6 large black men on my face.
Yeah.
Like that did not occur to me.
And you're like, also,
it's like those aren't related.
I did in the like horror. I was popular. I won an award. I got nominated for an award. Yeah.
By the way, did you like the facial, or
Of course.
is that the preference?
No, my preference is.
Really?
Yeah, you have a breeding kink, right?
I do.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
What is
So-
it about the breeding kink that drives the excitement?
And is it only with the partner, or like if a guy you hooked up with?
No, like anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Although I'm sure, I'm like, I bet my partner would feel like a special sense of joy if I was like, you know
No.
what, I've decided, babe, you're the only one who ever gets to my pussy. Like, he'd feel like a fun sense of ownership about that.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't
He also
asking
doesn't
for
expect
him.
I ask for it, and which is such bad. Like, I'm such a bad porn star because you can be paid more for that.
No.
Yeah, like
So you're getting.
it is standard to get paid more for it. I will say like,
But you're
depends like.
Yeah.
you're
it's
just
up
in
to-
the moment, having one of many orgasms on set,
And
and
you're
you
just
just
like-
tell him, "Come inside me."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got my tubes tied so that I can get creeped.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That's
You-
dedication to the game.
You are a
Does
champion.
Does it ruin it a bit? Does it ruin it knowing that you're like, well, I can't really get pregnant?
No,
Yeah.
not really. Okay, so like, I had an IUD
Yeah.
before, and I was always on the pill before I had the IUD.
Yeah.
So like that's always been the case that like it's been as low risk as like possible.
Yeah.
Really, and now it's just like not possible.
Yeah.
So.
But I
Oh,
think
wow.
with the IUD, there is a little bit of like, well, there's a 1% chance. Like
I
there
mean,
is
technically, there's still about a
Sure.
less than 1% chance with having my tubes tied.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it just wouldn't work. Like,
Yeah.
if I were to, it would be like an aberration, you know,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
would be like an ectopic pregnancy, and
Oh,
I'd
shit.
have to
that sounds bad.
go have a fucking surgery about it.
Yeah.
But it's like so fucking unlikely.
But,
Yeah.
So you like the breeding kink. What's your favorite stuff to shoot?
Well, like, okay, collab scenes, I like to just do like more of like a casual hookup scenario.
Yeah.
When I shoot, because I do shoot a lot of like solo stuff as well for my fans, and I just really love doing like a nice tight 5-minute JOI video. And because I like ad-libbing, like it's a lot of fun.
Little
Okay.
riffs.
Yeah.
It's one of my
Improv.
particular skill sets.
Yes, and.
Riffs.
Yeah.
I did go to improv school last year, so yeah.
There you go. There you go. Now, I think that we're almost out of time here. The last thing I would ask you.
No!
Yeah, it's a good
this
hour.
this bang that you want to shoot, who would be the dream
Yeah. Well,
cocks?
would it be like a Vixen
Everyone?
Blacked or
Everyone.
Like I kind of want to do like Jennifer White just won all the awards. She got Female Performer of the
Yes.
Year, and she won like her showcase won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
And there was a in her showcase. So like I haven't watched it, but it was very funny at the award shows when they were like announcing that scene for like the nominations that it had. Because it's like Jennifer White followed by like a list of like 30 men's names. So like that's what I would like my first bang to
Oh,
be
so
like.
you want to go hardcore with the first
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Like,
you
take
know
a-
what annoys me is when people are like, it's a bang, and it's like 3 dudes and a girl. I'm like, no, that's
That's where
That's
I thought
my Friday night.
that's where I thought the story
an
was.
airtight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bang, I think, requires a minimum of 5.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I thought that's where the story was going. Whereas your Kentucky boyfriend saw a threesome, and he was like, "You got."
He just like, nah, that's not a.
not
dude.
And 4 people, I will accept some people like to argue that 4 men and 1 woman can be a gangbang, and I'm like, no, that's a poor man's gangbang. That's a low budget gangbang. You couldn't afford the 1 more, or did everyone cancel? Like,
Yeah,
what's your
yeah.
excuse? Just
Yeah.
throw
No,
1 more in there. Jesus
couldn't
Christ.
fit.
Yeah,
Phil.
it does seem like the rule of a gang is you got to meet as many men as you do have fingers on your one hand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, because I think it's like what you got 3
handful.
holes and 2 hands.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes!
Then your game. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you look like a Rube
Yes.
Goldberg machine. A one-man band.
Oh my God.
But yeah, this has been great, Siri.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
so
fun.
much for coming through. Really appreciate
This has
it.
been super fun.
Into this camera right here, can you let everyone know where to find you?
Hey guys, follow me on Instagram at the Siri Dahl again. Twitter, I'm the Siri Dahl. Those are kind of the big 2. I'm also on Blue Sky if you're into that. SiriDahl.com on Blue Sky. But the easiest thing to do is to just go to SiriDahl.com because it has links to everything else, including my spicy platforms, which are pretty much all under just Siri Dahl. But yeah, follow me.